And welcome, guys. Let's start by talking about the two topics that I mentioned. One is the summer sale. I'm just looking to see who responded to that. So we've got Angela, Gabriella, Tom, Stephanie, Sue. Anybody else? Samara, are you interested? No? Come on. Wendy, how about you? Paul's on.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we could go ahead and have it, right? And maybe we could kind of use the same format as we did last time. What do you think, Tom? I was thinking maybe we could just do like a half a day group or something, and I guess the question is, when do we want to do it? I think we got to do it soon because, like, next week, right? I'm just looking at the calendar. So next Thursday is the 4th. So we can't do it. We can't wait till the 4th because then everybody's gone after the 4th, right? And then the week after that is like Summit. So really, we need to have it, like maybe Sunday or Monday. What do you think?
How about Sunday? I think more people
Yeah.
be able to get on.
Yeah, so like Sunday afternoon. So maybe we could just, we'll plan our posts or lives or whatever for Sunday afternoon, and we could always say, people who order before whatever 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock gets a prize or something like that. Everything we did last time is fine. I'll have to, I guess, message people in the group to see who else is interested in, doing a post or going live. Should we talk about Morning Meltdown? Maybe offer like coupons or something for that? Because it doesn't come out until July 16th for customers.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, we can. I mean, people will order,
right.
Can't order in advance, but still offer them something.
Yeah, we might as well. We might as well talk about it, and that'll let everybody know about it anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely talk about it. I mean, looks like it's gonna be fantastic.
Right. Yeah. Coaches, we can get it on July 1st, right? Which is Monday, I think.
Is it already?
Yeah. So like Monday, we can get it. Basically, I think digitally unlock it is probably $49. That's what it typically is, right? And then they said that we get the first 10 workouts, basically leading up to Summit, I guess, that we can do. And then on the 16th, I guess we'll get the rest. So.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like a preview. I mean, we probably want to do it together as a group. And that's the next topic is the MM100 group. I assume we want to do like a team group and like all plan on starting it maybe the week after the 16th.
So it becomes available to the public on the 16th, on Tuesday?
I think that's what I read. Yeah, I'm just looking on the FAQ. Offer available to coaches and customers. $20 off challenge packs and completion packs. VIP early access is going to. Oh, so they're going to sell the packs 2 weeks before they can start. Okay. So the 29th is when we should plan to start. So maybe from the 16th to the 29th, we can do like a prep group, right? We can start our group, start adding people. Obviously, coaches will already be doing the workout and make everyone else jealous and want to buy it. That's the goal, right?
Yep, that makes sense.
Everyone else can add their people into it. Okay, so we got time for that one. Seems like everybody's already pumping it and pricing it and talking about it and creating graphics for it. I know, Samara, you asked about it. Seems a little jumping the gun there to me, because if customers can't buy it until July 16th and they can't do it until July 29th, it's kind of like, what's the point?
Well, with Brian has a group, so it's like we're already in the group, so I can put them in the group until the whole thing starts.
Brian has an MM100 group?
Well, I don't. It's Summer Slim Down.
Oh, he's got his normal group.
His normal group. So for me, so we just started that, so I'm putting them in there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But
I thought you said they wanted to know about MM100 and when they could buy it.
I think Tom asked that.
Oh,
You
okay.
mean just now on the call or earlier?
No, I thought in the chat group. Weren't you?
Yeah, I asked something. Oh, because I was trying to figure out how to talk to people about it because of the different, it's not like it just rolls out. It's, these days the coaches can buy it, these days the customers can buy it, and then it doesn't roll out till July 29th. So I had somebody interested.
Right.
And then I just didn't know what to tell her. I was like, well, so I was just wondering what people are saying because there's all these pieces.
Right. So I think that's what we have to say is, packs will be on sale on the 16th, right? So you don't want to start hyping it too much now because if you do, customers are going to want to buy it now, right? So
I wish. I don't have that problem.
Right. Or like you have the one person that's interested and you got to tell her, well, no, sorry, you got to wait a month, So yeah, I'm not going to start pushing it until July 16th,
Makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the summer sale, let's plan on doing it on Sunday. I will create a group. I'll find our posts. Anybody on the call that wants to help, just let me know. And I'll post in the chat group to see if anybody else wants to help. And then we'll assign the posts or the go lives or whatever and plan it, we haven't done one since when? Fall or Christmas? When was it?
I think it was fall.
It was the fall. And just to let people know that are on the call or are going to watch the recording, what we're talking about, I guess I should have started with that. If there's anybody new, I'm just assuming everybody was here for our last one, is basically we have a person, basically there are existing products, right? We have like our All Access Pass challenge pack and maybe our performance line or whatever. So we have these different products that we highlight and one coach will go live and talk about these products. And what we do is we offer our own sale since Beachbody isn't putting these products on sale or like the challenge pack they are, right, this month. So, is it on the 30th? Is the Sunday the 30th? Yes, right? It is. So the challenge packs are still $20 off, which is awesome, right? So we can promote that. But then what we do is we add our own discount on top of that where we can give people a gift card back or whatever, right? Like an Amazon gift card or something. And so basically we can say, hey, save $40 on a challenge pack or save $20 on a bag of Shakeology or save $20 on the performance line or the bars, right? And we get to tell people about those. So, and plus they get a sale and we can also give away a prize if they order, by a certain time on the same day. So it generates hype and excitement and it tells our customers about the products. So your job is just to get people into the group. So I'll create the group, I'll post it, in our coach group, and then everybody just start talking about it and just start adding people into the group that are interested. So, say, promote it as this big sale that our team is offering, where we're putting all the different products on sale, and they can just be part of the group and listen to the offer and, tell them it's going to be on Sunday afternoon, and, they can win prizes and stuff like that. Sound good? Anything to add, Tom?
Nah, man, that pretty much covers it. I think I had a good time with it last time, and we we had a few sales even, right? I think I got a coach out. I think I won ultimately wind up even as a coach. So it's
right. We also, one of the things we talk about is the coaching opportunity, right? So,
it's easy to invite people to. I always find it easy to to invite people to groups, events. It's it's a lot.
Right. I mean, I'll post about it in my existing challenge group. I mean, of course, you can post about it on social media too. I'll shoot out an email to my existing customers, see if anybody wants to join. And you might just get people that are curious and want to, see what it's about. And if there's any good, if you promote it as huge sales, you might get some people that actually want to join the group. So,
Existing customers.
Right. Okay. Let me find our tonight's recording.
Let's stand. We're there on. Let's stand. We're there on.
Okay, got it. So I will just share my screen and start the call.
We were there in Indianapolis on Sunday night, and then I had dinner with a bunch of coaches last night, and then drove over late last night to Decatur. And looking forward to our meeting tonight in Decatur. I know we've got over 100 people confirmed, and every meeting's just been overflowing with people, standing room only. And I just think what's going on in this company right now across the country is pretty darn exciting. And everywhere I go, everybody I talk to is looking in everybody's eyes, giving everybody big hugs. And I promise you, this business is on a roll. And if you're anywhere near Decatur, Illinois, I don't care if you're 3 hours away, 4 hours away, 5 hours away, get in your car and drive tonight, because we're going to have a great night. We're going to be talking about dreams and talking about, exploring the purpose of your life and seeing how this business fits into those purposes. So really excited about having you. Also, there's summer success tours that are coming up. And then I'll be in Chicago tomorrow night doing a briefing and training. And then it's in Naperville. And then the next night we'll be in Naperville again doing some really intense training on how to start a new coach, say yes to everything. On how to start a new coach, how to manage your time, some of the stuff we're covering tonight, talking about attitude. So there's just a lot of wonderful things going on. Everybody's receptive. I've never seen any people so hungry for growth as they are right now. But my topic today is, I think, a very important one. If I can think of two things that have really been the main crux of what I've seen out in the field since I've been working with Team Beachbody for over a year now, is there's two major things. One is getting coaches started correctly, which will be our topic for next week. And then secondly is managing our time. And I think that's a big issue for all of us. Busy people are busy because they have DNA, because they have purpose, because they have things that they want to do in their lives. So you're rarely going to bring people in your business that aren't busy people. People that aren't busy don't do much more. They just get by with just enough in their life. So I always told people when I was looking for an opportunity to bring people into my business and to sponsor them and to work with them and help train them, I was looking for people that were busy. If someone said, I'm so busy right now, I said, you're the perfect person for this. But one of the things that we face in being busy is that a lot of times we don't manage our time correctly. Our lives are out of control. And, a lot of you have full-time jobs. A lot of you are, full-time dads, full-time moms, full-time jobs, with all the other responsibilities that we have in our lives. And with that in mind, all of a sudden somebody shows you a business like Beachbody and you're thinking, oh my gosh, where would I ever find time to do something more than what I'm doing? But anytime someone says that they don't have time, I always correct them and say, oh no, you always have time. It's just that you don't manage your time. And so that's what I want to talk about today. First, I want to say this. The way you live your hours is the way you live your days. The way you live your days is the way you will live your life. And I think that's true for every one of us. You know, the way we live every hour of our day will control the way our days look. The way our days look is the way our life looks. Because pretty soon we have 365 days and a year's over. And that means we have to start over again. We've lost those 365 days. I've never seen anybody be able to go back and get hours, you know, go back and get days from the past. Those are canceled out. You know, you don't get redos for those hours. So what I want to talk about today and challenges with today is that we start to take control of the hours of our life. You know, time is never an excuse. You know, if we don't manage our time, we don't accomplish what we want. The most successful people that you know, the most successful people in this country have exactly the same amount of hours a week that you do. And that's 168 hours. None of us have any more than that. None of us have any less than that. But we need to learn something, and you're going to hear me talk about it today. We need to learn to be where we are. Be where we are. And that's a term that you're all going to need to grab a hold of. Because with our lives out of control, we can never be where we are. We are always somewhere else when we're someplace. And what does that mean? That means like if you're building your business and you're at a little league game and you went to watch your son play baseball, you're sitting there on your texting all your coaches from Beachbody, trying to see if you can get a new coach in, working on social media, working on Facebook, and then all of a sudden you come to the realization that you're not where you are, you're somewhere else. And a lot of that is because, again, our lives become completely out of control. And so we live in this guilt in our lives. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to pick on women today, but one thing I've learned about women is women say yes to everything. Most of them. You know, if somebody needs something done, they'll raise their hand. And the reason is because they know they're the best at doing it, some of them. Some of you on this call are leaders. Many of you are leaders. Therefore, if somebody needs to be the president of the PTA, you raise your hand because you know there's no question in your mind you're going to do the best job because you're made to be a leader. You have the DNA of leadership. So you'll raise your hand for that job. Or the booster president, or the team mom for Little League, or the room mom for school. And those are all things that we all want to be able to do. You know, those are all things we're excited about doing. But all of a sudden, we find ourselves in the process of doing that. We find ourselves that our lives are out of control. Most of you, if you think about, we're going to talk about this in a minute, but most of you think about what you do every day, 24 hours a day. And if you think back a year ago, you would have never thought you would be doing as much as you're doing every single day. It's kind of like the chameleon. We just slowly change colors, which we slowly add more to our life. And the problem is, as we add to our life and the things that we have to do every single day, we're in the process of that. You can't ever say yes to one thing without saying no to another, because we're just not capable of doing all of the things that we want to do. We're just not humanly capable of it. And the second part of that is we shouldn't be doing it right now. You know, life is not going to stop so you can build your Beachbody business. You know, you've added this to what you already do. You know, it's an addition. I need to find 10 to 15 hours a week to build my business. I need to find 8 to 10 hours a week to build my business, whatever that is. And we look at that and we look at our life and everything seems to be out of control, and we're trying to get husband time, or we're trying to get kid time, and we're trying to get Beachbody time. And if you work, you have to have your time at work. And so all of these things become this spinning plate in our lives, or it becomes this complete, almost a tornado in our minds all the time, because we just feel like our lives are out of control. And we're the kind of people, all of us that have the DNA, all of us that know that we're supposed to be leaders, we become frustrated because in the back of our minds, we absolutely know without a doubt that we need to be organized because there's so much we need to do. And there's so much we need to accomplish. And I think a lot of that goes back to their DNA again. You know you've been created to do something great. You know you've been created to do something significant. You know that you have purpose and huge dreams and unbelievable things you want to do with your life. And all of that's true, but the problem is we don't get some of them done, and we don't move towards the very things that we want to do because we don't have time to do it, or because we're not good at it. By the time we get to do what we need to do, that's the most biggest priority in our life, we're exhausted. We don't even have the strength to do it. Many of us go to bed at night, and our minds never go to sleep because we don't know what we're supposed to do the next day, because we can't remember. Because everything we do when it comes to managing our life isn't written down in a calendar, it's in our mind. And that's one of our biggest mistakes. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, about using a calendar and using it effectively, and using it every day, and become committed to it and become disciplined with a calendar. And for a lot of us, that's a difficult thing because we've never done that. A lot of you have calendars from 2009 that you could sell for new. They have nothing written in them. You bought them with the idea in mind that I'm going to go out and I'm going to get this calendar, I'm going to use it every day, and I'm going to become effective, and it's going to be the discipline of my life. And I've got to look at it every day, and I can't do other things. These are the things, and we never do that. And then we get 2-year-old calendar, we look at the same, and it looks about the same, or maybe we've entered 2 or 3 things. And well, hopefully by the time we're off this call today, we're going to change that in our life. Because I can honestly say to every one of you on this call, until you organize your time and you use a calendar effectively and you manage your life effectively, you're never going to be big in this business. It won't be possible for you. You're not humanly able to do it because you need to sleep some hours, right? So here's what I want you to do. You have an assignment today. You can do it while we're talking. If some of you are at work and you can't do it, you need to take a piece of paper and you need to fold it down the middle. And on one left-hand side of it, you need to write the word priorities, okay? On the other side, you need to put real life. This is what I'm really doing in my life. So on one side, we have priorities of our life. And on the other side, we have real life, what we do every day. Now, I'm going to challenge you on the left side. Now, if you're married, I would do this together. You know, if you're building this business together, great. Do it together. I mean, separately, but together. But I come up with your priorities, especially if you're married. If you're not married, you're single. What are your priorities? And be serious about them. If your priorities in your life is financial independence, if your priority in your life is to get out of debt, if your priority in your life is your family, if your priority in your life is a spiritual side of your life, whatever that is, you're probably only going to come up with 3 or 4, because those are really what make our priorities of our life. And we're going to write those on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we're going to write down what we do every day of our life. Okay, from the time you get up in the morning, 7 days a week, what does your life look like? Attend church, teach a Bible study, teach 4 turbo classes, coach Little League, whatever it is, write all those things down on the right-hand side of the page. And it's going to take you some time because I know you people are active people. You're busy people. You raise your hand because you have the DNA. You know you want to do it. And so on the right-hand side, I want you to write down real life. What's the real life for me? What am I doing? You know, I'm in a carpool. Whatever it is, write those down on the right-hand side. Now, here's what I want you to do. Now, this is going to be the tough part for some of you. I want you to take a red pen, and I want you to look at your priorities on the left-hand side, and I want you to look at your real life on the right-hand side, and I want you to start taking a red pen and put red X's next to the things on the right side that don't match your priorities on the left side. Let me give you an example. If on the left side you write financial independence, get out of debt, right? Bring my husband home from work, me quit my job. If that's part of your priority on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side you're teaching 5 turbo classes, or you're coaching a Little League team, or you're coaching 3 club teams, or you're the PTA president, or you're the booster president, or you're the team mom, or you're the homeroom mom, then you have to look at your life right now and say, is this the time for me in my life to be doing these things? Because I have to challenge you and tell you, if you're in debt, if you financially don't know if you're going to make it in the next 6 months, if you're at a place in your life where you know that your husband could lose his job or you might not have a job, if this is all true about your life, then there's some things on the right-hand side that don't belong in your life right now. And I know for some of us that's hard because we want to do those things. You know, our kids are 6 years old or 5 years old, and you know they have T-ball, and you want to be the team mom because you love that. You love organizing. You love bringing stuff, the refreshments. I know you love all that stuff. But the problem is when you have a beach body that can be built, and you could take an extra 4 hours a week or an extra 8 hours a week away from the time that you would be, being the team mom, then you have to look at what your life's all about right now and where it is that you want to be. And that's a tough struggle for a lot of us. And I know it's an emotional thing. But let me tell you about the emotional part of decisions in our lives. When decisions are made on emotion, most of the time within 24 to 48 hours, we regret them because we made a quick decision. You know, who can do this? And you raise your hand. And then you go home and you go, oh my gosh. And you look at your life and you go, there's no way in a million years I should be doing this. And then you do it anyway because you told somebody you would, because you do have the character and you do have integrity. But when your life's based on priorities and your life's disciplined to those priorities, then when a decision comes up to be made, it's not an emotional decision. It's a no. We need to learn to say, no, I can't do that right now. Because it's not a hard decision for us because we know that we are in debt. We know that we financially can't make it. We know that we need freedom in our lives. We know that we're almost unhealthy because we spend so many hours working. What can free us up from that? So I think for a lot of us, we're going to look at the right-hand side of that page and it's going to slap us right in the face. And for a lot of us, it's going to be difficult decisions. And some of them are going to be delayed gratification. You know, I remember when I got in the business in 1979, I got in network marketing and I was working all day in construction and all that as a cop, but I still found 4 nights a week to play softball because I love baseball and stopped playing, so I loved playing softball. And then all of a sudden I started looking at my life and said, I'm $250,000 in debt and I'm playing softball 4 nights a week. That's 3 hours a game. That's 3 times 4. That's 12 hours a week I could put into my business. What am I doing? That's not a good decision. And see, we're not good on delayed gratification. Most of us want it now. If we want to do this, we want to do it now. We don't want to wait to be able to teach the Bible study. We don't want to wait to be able to do this. We don't want to wait to go on this mission trip because we need to do it right now. Well, you know what? Maybe some of these things you don't deserve to do yet. you haven't earned the right yet to do some of these things. And I know that might some of you, that might not sit good in your gut. What do you mean earn the right? I mean, earn the right because you're financially broke. Earn the right because you have unbelievable stress in your life over finances. You know, earn the right because you have this position in your life where you guys can't even spend time together and enjoy your time together. And so as you look at that and you start to look at those priorities on the right-hand side that we all face, it's life. That's called life, real life. That's life. But part of life that comes our way that we can't do anything about, we deal with an attitude. We deal with what comes our way. Life's not going to stop so you can build a Beachbody business. You know, all the challenges are going to come. You know, you're either in the midst of a struggle coming out of one, or you're going to get one tomorrow. That's life. We can't change that. But what we can change is the things we do every single day that have nothing to do with our priorities, or that aren't rolling us forward so that we can get free. You know, so I gave up a lot of things in my life that I loved doing. And within 3.5 years, at age 32, I was making 7 figures in network marketing, and then I could live life any way I chose to live it. But I didn't deserve being $250,000 in debt. I didn't deserve to do a lot of things at that time in my life. But you know, delayed gratification we struggle with. If I said to a young child, here's a jelly bean, you can have 1 today, or you can have 25 tomorrow, every kid's going to take 1 today. That's how we grew up. That's how we're born. I mean, that's how we live, is we live without joy. We want it now. That's why credit card debt goes through the roof. People want it now. They don't want to pay a price for it. They don't want to wait for it. But when it comes to our priorities in our lives, some of us on that right side, they're not matching the left side. And if you're really committed to whatever those 3 or 4 are on the left side, you're going to have to start crossing some of those things out together as a couple and as an individual. And I know there are things you like doing, but you know what? Liking them doesn't make that much difference right now. Because those of you that commit to this business, those of you that put the hours in this business and you put it in consistently, you've got to remember you're not trading time for money like you are in a job. You're investing in your life. You're investing in this business. So at the end of 1 year in this business, you don't start over the next year. You start at where you left off. You don't have to go re-earn that same amount of money. You know, if I built 3 houses in 1 year, I start January the next year, and I didn't have 3 houses to build, I couldn't go back and get paid for the 3 I did. If they were gone, over with. I had to start over. In this business, you don't. So some of you need to see the value of time in this business, and the value of what time can do, because time is your asset. Your time is your greatest asset in this business, because it does take time to build this business. You know, it's going to take days and hours and months. And, you know, the business, I don't care if you go diamond in 30 days, you're still a 30-day diamond. It needs to mature. It needs to grow. So hours become your greatest asset in this business. And if we don't have enough hours because we're not disciplined enough, or we're not organized enough, and we don't prioritize our life enough, then don't ever tell anybody we don't have time. Just tell people that I've chosen to do other things rather than this business. So if you're going to say this business is for you, and you're committed to it, and you're a leader, and your downline and your people in your group know that you're a leader and that you're growing this business, if you're going to say that, it comes out of your mouth, then live that every single day. So for a lot of us, this is a starting point. We've got to write the priorities, and we got to go to the right side of the page, and we got to take the reality of our life, and we got to start crossing some of those things off. Now, some of them are commitments you have for 30 days or 60 days. I understand that, right? But you know, I met a girl the other day, and she takes 3 classes a day. She works out 3 times a day in these classes. She takes 4 days a week, and that was on her real side. And I said, "What's your priority?" She said, "I got to be a 5-star diamond in Beachbody." I said, "Well, how does this match your priority? How does 3 classes, 4 classes a day you're taking because you want to be in great shape, and you look great, you are in great shape, but how does that match your priorities of financial independence, of building a Beachbody business to 5-star?" And I didn't need to answer it for her. She knew the answer. It didn't match up. So she decided that she needed to change some of those things and make a difference and get rid of some of those things that she's doing where she could be putting time and effort in her business. And so, you know, life doesn't stop for you, but you can change some things and make decisions and move away from some of the things we're doing so that our priorities are really true to ourselves. Because if you're true and those are your priorities, and you're committed to them, and you're disciplined with those things, like I said, the no's don't become hard. If I know that I'm spending this amount of time building my business, and I only have 5 things going on the outside that I have to do besides be with my kids and be with my husband and make them happy and, you know, do all the things that are my priority as a woman or priority as a man. Okay, if somebody comes to me and says, "Craig, I really want you to teach this Bible study," or "Craig, I really want you to coach this team," all I had to do was look down at my priority list and say, "I can't do that." The answer is no. I'm going to be able to do it in about 24 months, but I can't right now. You know, and I know my son will be 2 years older, but that's the way it is, because I got to get out of debt. I got to get free. I got to get some security for my family. I got to know my family. I got to know my husband can come home from work in 2 years, or he may not live for the next 5 because of the stress in his life. So we start looking at those total priorities differently. And that brings me to the calendar. Every one of you need a calendar, not a BlackBerry, not an iPhone, not something that you can pull up on your electronically. You need a hard copy calendar that you can open and look at every single day, every day. Because if you fill your calendar out the night before you go to bed with everything you have to do the next day, you close your eyes, you go to sleep because you don't have to think about, do I have a doctor appointment? What time does Johnny need to get there? What time do I pick up the kid? What time do I do that appointment with that girl to show this business? What's my period of time I'm supposed to do my exposures? Oh, I'm supposed to be with my husband tomorrow night. All that's going through your mind because none of it's written down. We need to become calendar disciplined. It's the only way I ever built my business. I had too many things going. I had, construction, and I was bidding this job and doing this, and I had police work, and I had training, and I had this. And you know what? I had to take a calendar and open it up. And it's a calendar you need to be able to look at. You need to be able to open it up. And if you're a couple, I'll talk in a few minutes about a meeting you're going to have weekly where you look at each other's calendar. You see what's in there. You know your life. Because when you use a calendar effectively, your life's in front of you every day. And you become disciplined to that. And you don't waver from that. And so once you get a calendar, what you need to do is you need to use it. And let me talk about how you do that. What I used to do on Sunday nights is I wrote my calendar out for the week, everything I had to do. And I even color coded it, okay? So the time I was a police officer, at that time I had black. So I colored in black. I wrote that, whether it was from 10 o'clock at night till 7 in the morning, that time, there was nothing else I could do during that time. It was in my calendar every day except my days off. And I knew that was nothing else could be done during that time, right? Then I had to write in my family time. Okay, for you it's beach body time. That was in red. That was in green because it was go, 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 build, build, build. So in green I wrote from 8 to 10 every single night, or actually it was from 7:30 to 9:30 because I had to be to work at 10. That was my time to build a business. That was all that time I had. And then on Saturdays I spent most of my day building my business. So most of the Saturday was green, and Sundays I usually took off until about 6 in the evening, and then it turned green again, and I started doing my business again. But those were written in. Okay. Then I had to write the other things that I was doing. So for you, when you think about it, tomorrow, if you have kid time, what color is it? Write it in your calendar. Tomorrow, if you have beach body time, put it in your calendar. It's green or whatever color you want to use. Now, you might not even have an appointment in that spot yet. You might have Friday of this week. You might have green from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. That's the time you know you have to build your beach body business. You have no other time that day because you have to pick up the kids. You have that night. You have a date night with your husband. So that's in what you can make it red like a heart, whatever color you want. But that's date night. We're going out from 6. We'll be out till 10 at night. Right? That's red. That's your date night. That's nothing takes the place. Nothing gets into the place of that. And then you put in so you put your colors in. So if I've got green, if you're green of this coming Friday from 2 to 4, you might not even have an appointment in beach body yet then. But when you go to your calendar and somebody calls you up, a coach, and says, I've got somebody I want you to show this business to, can you meet with us? Then you look at Friday and it's already established, yeah, I have from 2 to 4 on Friday. Will that work for you? And if they say, oh, that won't work, can we do, say, 6 o'clock? And all of a sudden you look at your calendar, oh, no, 6 to 10 is husband time. And all of a sudden you say, well, let me talk to my husband. Maybe I can change some things so I can meet with you. You've just discredited your husband, devalued your husband, and you've taken away the time that you set aside for that. Unless you're disciplined with your calendar, you're out of control. Because what happens, you can never be where you are. Because if you know your time on Friday is green from 2 to 4, you know during that time that's your beach body time. That's what you fill in there. Whatever comes up this week, that's the only time you have. On Wednesday, what's your beach body time? Put it in green. On Thursday, what's your beach body time? Put it in green. So when somebody calls you up on Monday to do something Thursday, you can look at your calendar and say, okay, here's my kids' time, here's my whatever else, here's my workout time, here's my husband time, here's my business time, here's my job time. They're all in the calendar. So you don't have to try to figure out, well, let me see if I can switch this around, I'll change this, I'll do this, I'll do that. Don't do that. It's like a friend of mine flies F-16 jets, right? And he told me, he said, Craig, when you're flying at however many miles an hour they fly, almost the speed of sound, he said, the only thing you could possibly do is look at your instruments. You can't look around. You can't look up. You can't look out of the cockpit. I mean, you can see out of it. But if you ever try to fly by looking anywhere, you're going to crash. Because you can be flying upside down and not even know it. He said, you look at your instruments, you keep your eye on your instruments, and you never take them off. In our business, in our life, to manage our time, to manage our calendar, we have to stare at our hours, and we have to look at them, and we have to put things in place for the week that we're going to do on Sunday night, and we don't waver from them. They're like the instruments. Even though emotional things come up, even though someone calls you and says, gosh, if you could just spend time with this coach at this time, it would change his life. I look at it and go, it's kids' time. Can't do it. Really sorry. This doesn't work my calendar this week. And you know what that's going to do for you with peace of mind? That's going to be when you're at a little league field watching a game or a soccer field, or you're at your son's high school football game. You're there. You're where you are. If you're spending time with your spouse, you're where you are. If it's your beach body business, you're where you are. Once you live life that way, discipline, then the whole idea in mind of being guilty all the time. Women are guilty all the time. And men too, but women spend time that when they're with their kids, they're thinking about something else. And then they feel guilty after they spent the time because they never engaged in it. They take them to the park to play in the slides in the gym, and they can't go push them on the swing because they're texting or they're thinking about someplace else they should be. Shame on you. That's not peace of mind. But if you control your calendar, you can be where you are, right? And that's going to be the biggest transformation for some of you. But you've got to get a calendar and one you can open. And let me tell you another reason why your calendar is going to be important. I'm going to sit down with some coaches in Chicago in the next 2 days. And you know what? If you're on this call and you're one of those coaches, bring your calendar because I want to see it. I want to see what you do every day. I want to see what your calendar looks like. If you want to get counsel from your upline in this business and get help from people that are building this, or from people that are above you that are building the business, if you want time with me, my first question will be bring your calendar. Right? And don't tell me it's on your BlackBerry. I can't see it, but I want to see it in front of me. I want you to open it up. I want you to put it out there. Right? Because I want to be able to counsel you, and I can't counsel you till you write down. If this was your beach body time, write down what did you do during that time. If you did an exposure, what happened during that exposure? Right? Get control of your calendar. Use your calendar as almost like a journal so that you get help from your upline. To sit down with you and just try to remember what you did last week, that doesn't help me. I can't help you. Right? So I sat down with a coach recently in Orange County, and in fact, it was 3 months ago, and I got her on this calendar thing, and she was out of control. Her life was out of control, and she's an incredible coach, and she's awesome, and she's tearing the business up. But her life, she sat there literally crying, saying, life's out of control. I got kids, I got a husband, I got this, I do this, I train these classes, I teach this, I teach it. I said, your life's out of control because you choose it to be. You're making that choice in your life. So long story short, over the last 60 days, she bought a calendar. She's effective. She's using it. Last time I met with you, I've never been happier in my life. I feel, and there's no more guilt. I'm where I am. Thank you. Right? So we opened her calendar. And she said, well, I kind of had a tough month because I meet with her once a month. She said, I had a tough month because I don't think much happened in my business. And I said, oh, really? Well, open your calendar. So she did. I said, here's a red pen. Circle every creative moment you had. She said, what do you mean? Every time you saw a new face, that's creative. Whether it's an exposure, a presentation, a new customer, at a fit club, whatever it is, how many times this month, circle on your paper, because did you work the business? Because I worked it 5 days a week for 4 weeks. I said, that's 20 days. Okay, so you got 20 days in here, circle with a red pen, circle the creative days you had, right? So she went through and she took some time, and I'm drinking a glass of water, and she's sitting there, and all of a sudden she turns over and she throws it back to me. You know how many circles she had? 3. There were only 3 days that she spent creating business. The other 17 days she spent managing her business, calling the same person again, trying to help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. You know, Larry says, work with a willing, right? She's working with a non-willing. And we looked at that, and what a great breakthrough for her. Because I said, next month when I meet with you, I want to see, at least 3 every day, I want to see red circles. Because if we create every day, our business grows. If we manage every day, it stays stagnant. It doesn't move forward. So if I hadn't seen the calendar, if she hadn't been effective on that calendar, if I didn't have something to look at, trust me, I could have never been effective with her, counseling her and helping her in the business. So that's another reason you need a calendar, a real calendar in front of you, right? It also will reveal your wasted time. If you look at a calendar, as you start to use it, as you start moving forward on these Sunday night, preparing your week, writing in your times, again, husband time, work time, workout time, kid time, as you start filling those out, what those spots are in your calendar for the week. And again, there may not even be something in there. You might have Wednesday. Let's see, the kids get out of school at 3. I'm going to spend 4 to 5 with my kids on Wednesday, just one-on-one. Well, you might not even have an activity written in there yet. You just know that color for that hour circled in your calendar, that color, whatever that represents your kids, that color is their time. So when someone calls you for that time, don't give it to them. They don't get it. Nobody else gets it. Your kids get it. Right? That shows them value. That shows them priority. And when you're with them, shut your phone off and sit and listen to what they had to say and look them in the eye and watch their game and enjoy their game. Right? Because I'll tell you what, this is a business we can do 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Right? And you know what? Mentally, a lot of us do that. And that's okay. When you're obsessed with a dream and you need to get what this business offers, I understand that. Right? But at the same time, if we don't fly by our instruments, if we don't discipline ourselves to our calendar, then trust me, we're going to be out of control. And when you're out of control, you're not happy. And if you're not happy, no one wants to be in business with you. Right? You bring people in this business and they see your life absolutely out of control. And they think, I don't want that. There's no way in a million years I want to add something to my life and have my life look like yours, right? So it's not even a testimony to them. I wanted people to always know that, hey, I'm busy, but I'm busy organized. I know what I've got going on. I'm not just, oh, I don't want to do tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm out of college. Geez, I got to get a babysitter for this. I got to go get this. Oh my God. And we talk this way all the time. You think that's attractive for bringing people in your business? How many people want that in their life? It's like, oh, you're living a nightmare. Oh, I think I'll join it. I mean, that's not the way we need to live our life. And I don't care what business you're in. It doesn't matter what you do, what business you're in. The difference in our business is you're doing everything you did before and you're adding more. But if we go to our priority list and on the right side, we're going to find that we can eliminate a bunch. And you need to be disciplined enough and committed enough to your dreams, your goals, your priorities to start eliminating those things in your lives. And when you do it, you're going to be much happier. Okay, let me talk about one more thing, and then I'm going to kind of wrap up here. Those of you that are married, okay, you need to have a meeting every week. Okay, I don't care if your spouse is in the business or not, you need a meeting every single week. Because let me tell you, if you're building this business, you're a DNA person, most likely. If you're a DNA person, your life is just busy, busy, busy. Now, getting it organized is going to help a bunch, but you're still going to be a busy person. That's the way you live your life. And what we do, if both of us are extremely busy in a relationship, we spend the whole week going. We do have priority time we put down, time we put together. But one of the things we need to know as a spouse is we need to know that sometime this week, I'm going to get to have FaceTime with you. And I'm going to get to talk to you face to face. And when it comes to this stuff I'm going to talk about right now, I'm not even sure your date night's the time to do it. That's the time to be together and enjoy each other. But the Sunday night meeting is vital for you guys. It's vital. It's important. It's non-negotiable. And what you do is if you know, especially women, if you know that there's a time this week that I can say what I need to say and something that bothered me on Tuesday, and if I know Sunday night I can say it, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to blow it up. I'm not going to throw it out. How many times have we said something when maybe you go, oh, you probably wasn't the right time to say that, but I'm just so frustrated I had to say it, and the kids are around, everything blows up. Okay, this is going to help you with that. And so Sunday night you need to have a business meeting, right? And here's what the meeting entails. Let's say the kids are down. I don't know what time that is for you. I don't know what age kids all of you have, but let's say it's 7:30 in the evening. Let's say it's 8 o'clock. So on Sunday night, I have a business meeting with my spouse. And here's what that meeting entails. The very first thing, you sit in a chair across from each other, you look each other in the eye, and one of you gets to talk. And all you do is say, okay, tell me what you need to share with me, right? And it's not attacking. It's just, let me tell you some of the things that happened this week that I wish hadn't happened. Let me tell you some of the things that happened in my life that I needed to talk to you about. And it may not even be about them. It's just things you wish you could have told them. Something to do with the kids, something to do with school. And because you're both so busy, you haven't had an opportunity to do that. So now, oh, awesome. And maybe you've even written down in your calendar what you want to talk about Sunday night. I always did. I just write down, I got to cover this, I got to cover this, I got to cover this. And maybe if something happened that week that bothered you, just make a note of it. Not that most women don't remember these things, because they do. But let's just say okay, so if I'm sitting across from you and you're my spouse, I say, okay, tell me what I need to hear. And you have open air to talk as long as you want. And I'm not going to butt you or yap at you or defend myself. I just want to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to absorb it. I'm going to listen to it. Okay? Then when you're done, I get to share. Because I'm sure I have some feelings about stuff that went on that week. So now I get whatever amount of time I need to share myself. Okay, now what have we done? We begin to clear the air. Now I'm not saying things that come up during the week that need to be handled immediately. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stuff that we let build up and build up and build up, and little things that bother you, and something you wanted to say and you didn't get the chance, so you got frustrated. And all this builds up, and all of a sudden 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, somebody, you sit down and your spouse is telling you about something that happened 3 weeks ago that drove her crazy or drove him crazy. And you're going, how did that happen? Right? But if we have these communication times on Sunday nights, they become an outlet. They become a freedom for us and a resource for us to be able to get rid of some of these things, because we want to build a big business. And because we're so active doing everything else in our life, we have to hold on to that time. And it has to be written in our calendar. That's our time. Nobody's getting it. Nobody's coming over for dinner. Every Sunday night at this time, right? As many Sunday nights as we can, this is our time. Okay, the second part of that meeting is we open our calendars. Yes, we both have them, right? We write in what we need for the week. I say to you as my spouse, what do you need from me this week? And you might say, I really need you to pick up the kids on Thursday. Can you do that? And it's been taking them to baseball practice. And I look at my calendar and say, yes, I can. I write in my calendar. Great, done. It's done. It's in my calendar. You don't have to think about it anymore. Okay, I need you to do this. Great. What do you need from me emotionally? Ask those questions and have your calendar open and have a journal page and write these things down. It's showing value to one another. It's showing we appreciate one another, because we have dreams, we have goals, we want to accomplish great things. But us being together on the same team, going the same direction, whether we're all in the same business or not, doesn't matter. We got to be on the same team. And if we're working against one another, and if we create resentments because of this business, we're never going to be successful. Because I don't care how successful you're going to be, if your family's not intact when you get there, it's not a great end of the journey. And so we ask each other, what do you need? What do you need from me this week? We write it down, right? Boom. Now we're ready to start our week. We've cleared the air. Whatever could be resolved is resolved. If there's things that need to be worked on, okay, I'm going to work on that this week. I promise you. And you know what? That's the time to say, I need a little more affirmation from you. Just a little more. Okay, great. No problem. You write that in your calendar. I mean, that sounds crazy, but why not? Why not write it down? This is my task. I need to affirm my wife every single day. 3 times a day, I'm going to write it in my calendar. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to check it off. Because what? It puts value on the other person. And so if we have those meetings every single Sunday night, then we open our calendars, we fill our calendars for the week, kid time, husband time, workout time, beach body time, in place, written in squares, colors if you want, and now you know how you attack your week. And now as you make your phone calls to build appointments, you know your beach body time that you have for appointments. If you know you have other things to do, they're in your calendar. You get control of your life. You begin to realize that now it's not controlling me. Okay, I'm controlling it, right? And so when it comes to managing our time, you guys, and managing our lives, you've been given a dream for a reason. But God gave us 168 hours in a day. At least that's my belief. Okay, we've been given, that's the earth. That's how many hours we have on this earth that was created. If that's all we have, then how effective are we in those 168 hours? I guess that's my question. And I think for all of us, including the guy talking on this phone, because I'm speaking, from me to you to my ears, is if we'll take charge of our lives and begin to discipline our life, we stop worrying about the future and we live for today because we're effective every day. And that's why I tell people, write 10 things down a day you're going to do in this business every day and do them. Do them every single day and check them off in your calendar book, in your notebook. But if you guys will take some of the stuff I've talked about today and you'll write that priority list, and you'll write the priorities on your left side, and you'll write the real life on the right side. And if you're married, you'll commit as a couple to start crossing some of those things off on the right side. Because how many times we say, I just don't have enough time with my spouse. I don't have enough time with my kids. I don't have enough time for my beach body business. I don't have enough time to work out. That's absolutely an untrue statement. You have time for all of those things. You just aren't organized enough to get the satisfaction and the enjoyment and to be able to be where you are with all of those things. So I want to read one thing I just found recently. I think I sent it out in one of my morning texts, so maybe you've already heard it, but it says this, and this is profound to me. It says, anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but it empties today of its strength. That is such a powerful statement. Anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but it only empties today of its strength. Those of us that are worried about tomorrow and are worried about the next day, and worried like our life's out of control. What am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to build my business? How is it going to succeed? We can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. We can't go out and say, I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to feel sorrow. I don't want to be sad, right? We can't empty tomorrow of those sorrows. But if we worry about those things apart from just today, then we zap all the strength out of our life today. And that's not what I want for you guys. And so I want your strength to become your discipline and your time management and working a calendar. And I know for us sanguines, because that's what I am, you guys, I know that's not easy because we like spontaneity. We like to just play. We like to just let her roll. We like to just, whatever happens, happens. You can't live like that way and be good at anything. You want to be a good mom? Get discipline. You want to be a good dad? Get discipline. You want to be good at Beachbody? Get discipline. You want to be a good workout person? Get discipline. It's all about discipline in our lives. And we're disciplined in so many areas. And then if we look at the bigger area of our life about how we work, what we spend our 168 hours a week doing, we're out of control. And for us that have the DNA, out of control is not good because we get someplace to go, someplace we need to be, and something great we need to do with our lives. And so I believe for all of you, if you'll prioritize your life, take charge of your time, manage your time appropriately, you'll be able to eliminate the anxiety that you have every single day. Which when you wake up with anxiety, worried about tomorrow, you can't be used today to its fullest. You can't live today with its greatest passion. And you realize that your strength is zapped because all you're doing is worrying about the future. And you know what? None of us can do a thing about it, but we can do something about today. So live today, live your hours, live your moments, live your minutes to its fullest, and go out and do some phenomenal, great things with your lives. So thanks for listening again this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, who wants to be first to share their calendar? Samara, I know yours is filled out, right?
Yeah, I do have a paper one that I started, and then I went back to my phone, but I'll go back to my paper one.
Well, I do disagree with them there. You know me, I'm not a paper person.
Right,
You're not going to convince me to be a paper person. But I do have like umpteen zillion like calendars and books and stuff that I've never filled out. But I do have a calendar on my computer, and I do color code it. And I've got Beachbody in green, and I've got, family in blue, and I got work in brown. And so I do that, So it's good. And I put stuff in there like check in with challenge groups and stuff like that and message people just as I set them on repeat, right? So it reminds me every Sunday afternoon to follow up with people or something like that, right? So.
When you did a call a while ago and you showed us your calendar, and it's funny, so I set it up, and I think it's from the daily training too, but so I set it up, and so it's set up. I haven't done any of it, so I have all these things earmarked, office hours, so it always pops up, but I'm not
Right. So maybe a paper calendar would work, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, either way, I got to just be disciplined and do it, whether it's paper or in here.
Yeah. And when I'm doing my invites on Instagram or create, talking to people on Instagram, they always give me the excuse of why they can't work out, right? It's like, oh, I've got kids. I don't have time to work out. That is the biggest bull crap, I don't tell them that. I don't call them out on their bull crap, but that's what it is. It's total bull, right? I mean, everyone, you have time to do what you want. Like you said, we all have the same amount of time. We have 168 hours. Does the president of the United States get more time than you or I? No, but I bet you he's a lot busier than we are, right? Or pick a person, doesn't matter, whoever you can think of is the busiest person. They don't have any more time than you. It's just that they use their time more effectively. It's like when somebody tells me, oh, they have to step back from coaching, or they don't have time for coaching. It's like, again, I call bull crap. It's like, you got time for what you want to do. It's like, I bet you that you still make time to watch Netflix. Yeah, I bet you any amount of money that you still have time to play your video games or whatever is taking whatever you want to spend your time on, right? I guarantee it, because there is no one. I mean, I am super busy. I'm working like 3 jobs, right? And have family and stuff, but I make time for the things that I want to do, right? You just have to make it a priority, right? And that's what it comes down to. If it's not a priority, you're not going to make time for it. And then just don't bother giving any excuses. Just say it's not a priority. I've got other priorities. Okay, fine. If your health is not your priority, fine. I hope you don't die before, it becomes a priority. Or if your business is not your priority, then I don't want to hear you complaining about money, right? Because you don't have an excuse. So, Tom, you got anything to add?
Yeah, don't tell me you're fat, you can't lose weight, you don't want to work out, you don't want to diet. Get that one a lot. Oh, I can't lose weight no matter what I do. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I'm too busy.
Right.
But I got to get better with the calendar though as well. I mean, I'll use my phone, for the calendar, but I'll put more appointments when they're set appointments, but I won't set the time and to say, okay, this is my Beachbody time. And I got to get better with that. And it's kind of with me. I think it's more the opposite. It's what he was saying as far as you're at your kid's game and you're texting and you're whatever and you're texting, and that's me.
Right. Right. And I know we all struggle with that. I struggle with that, right? It's like I could be out to dinner with Amanda, you know, on date night or whatever. And if somebody messages me about a challenge pack, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, it's like, whatever, honey. Yeah, I'm busy here, you know. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely all have to work on that. You know, it's like if you're committed to being with your family, be with your family, right? You know, put your phone away. But on the other hand, if it's beach body time, tell your family, I'm busy, right? Or your significant other, hey, you gotta give me this time and watch the kids or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's why it's important from both. I mean, I'm talking more about the opposite, like always texting and always. But if you have that dedicated time, and I mean, I always think in my mind have that dedicated time, but it just never works out that way. So you know, then you're just doing it when you can, and you know, like I said, you get a text, you know, you're on it. So yeah, definitely need to focus more on that, just allotting times for it. So I think it'd be beneficial. I don't think I'd go with paper though either.
Right. I do like paper. I've got like sticky notes and stuff like that. You guys have these, you know, and notepads. And I like to create lists because I like to cross things off of lists. You know, that makes me happy. So I will create a list of everything that I want to do, and then I cross it off, you know, when I do it.
Yeah, I like to do it on the phone too, though. Check them off.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't do that on phone. Surprisingly, I do that on paper. So I don't know. I'm strange that way.
The other one, if there's a priority of out of debt, so it's like, okay, should I not get this next one, this next workout?
Right.
And I've asked myself that every single workout. You know, it's like, because I want it. You know, I want it yesterday.
Right.
And then I was on the upswing, and then all the emergencies happened. So now it's like, okay, I need like another month to recover, and this is about to come out, and it's like, but I want it. So
Right.
that was just another interesting, you know,
Right.
thing, you know, because but if I was working the business in a disciplined way with the set times, then most likely I would, you know, be able to get.
Right. Well, it's a perfect time to start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you do get it, then you got to make sure that you're using it not just as a workout for yourself. You got to use it for your business, right? That's why I get it, right? I don't get it because I really want to do the workout, right? Even me, I hate to do workouts, period, you know? So, you know, I would rather do it than like standing on my head doing 100. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it for my business, right? And I'm going to promote it for my business, and I'm going to show my customers that I'm doing it, right? And that's the purpose for me, right? So,
yeah.
So I mean, if you commit to work in your business and you buy it for your business, then it makes sense, right? Even if you may not technically have the money for it or whatever, right? Because it's an investment for you. So you can feel better about yourself.
Right.
About spending the money.
I've been saying for 2 years now.
Right.
Well, it really is a tool to, you know.
It is.
It is. I mean, and I love working out. So.
Because you're never, I mean, most likely you're never going to sell it to anybody if you're not doing it yourself, you know.
Yeah, but that's not a issue. I love working out. I have always been working out. So.
Right.
But I need to do it for the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta do your posts, and you know, so definitely worthwhile, I think.
I have to get it. My phone is like, I have an old phone and it's always full, so that's why I can't do videos and stuff. I finally asked them, like, why is my phone always full? I can never do videos. So
It tells you why it's full. Did you?
well, my pictures and stuff, but I'm like, other people, you know, they never run out. They can always video themselves exercising, and I just can't. I erase something and then it's full. But they explained it to me that the make of my phone is, the newer phones have more storage just right from the jump. So at least I understand now. So
you probably have the 16 gig or the smallest
Something,
iPhone,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So they said I have to buy a new phone to get it. So anyway,
Yes, that's true.
but at least I understand now. I was like, why do people do these videos? I can't ever record anything.
Yeah, you can you can pay for the iPhone storage or whatever where it uses the cloud, but
Yeah.
that can get expensive.
Yeah.
Well, Wendy, do you have anything to add?
This one was really informative to me because I work a day job and my entire day is locked into my Microsoft Outlook. Every single hour is scheduled for a meeting or for tasks that I need to do. And that's my day. And it just occurred to me, okay, why don't I just bring that into the evening to work the coaching business that I want to do?
Yeah,
It's just an eye opener for me. And it's
right,
like, why didn't I think of that?
right. I mean, you could start by scheduling your workout, you know.
Workouts, no problem. That's first thing in the morning.
Okay, but put it on your calendar, right? Because
Yeah.
you know that starts you right of planning your other activities, right? So
You know, for getting home and kind of, I get home, I make dinner for us. I sit down with hubby for a while. And then I need to get up and come into my work area, get to work on the business. And just schedule that in the
Right.
calendar. That would be great. I'll
right.
do.
All right, good. Definitely.
Hmm.
And, you know, just start with, it doesn't have to be a long time, right? Just start with, hey, I'm going to check into my challenge groups. I'm going to check in, you know, I'm going to listen to the National Wake Up Call. I'm going to send out 5 invites or whatever, 5 connections, you know,
Yeah.
30
Well,
minutes.
I also need to schedule time to do Instagram work, which I always wake up in the morning with great plans, but never get it done during the day because there's no time. And I need to make the time, schedule it in.
Yeah. Yeah. I did what he talked about. Like he would do like a couple hours in the evening, and then like Saturday he would spend more time. And that's what I always did when I was working. You know, I would just put off the things that take longer, right? If I was going to write a blog or if I was going to work on my like page or something like that, I would just do that on a Saturday. You know, and just during the week I would spend basically just, you know, doing invites or checking my challenge groups and following up with people. That's basically what I would do for like an hour or 2 in the evening, you know. So, okay, well, let's wrap up. We're over time. So look for a post on the summer sale and group on that. And then we all need to start inviting people into the group once I get it up. Okay, and if you want to help out by doing a post or a video, then message me. And all right, that's it. See you guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.